Hello, and welcome to episode 35 of Sarastro's Star Wars Legion painting series. In this video, I'll be painting Bossk from Atomic Mass Games' Star Wars Legion. Bossk is one of the older figures from the Legion line and cast in a slightly softer plastic, but I enjoy the pose quite a lot, and I'll be using a combination of speed paints along with standard base colours and highlights to capture the look from his appearance in episode 5. I've already primed the figure in black and provided zenithal highlights as usual, along with a simple bit of basing. So let's jump in with the base colours. I'm going to begin by painting the eyes, initially using pure white. These are thankfully quite large and well defined. I'm now using some black to draw on the slightly oblong pupils. Next, I'm preparing some yellow and orange in the palette and thinning the paint down a fair bit. I'm first using the yellow to colour the surrounding whites of each eye, and since the paint is pretty translucent, it's okay if we hit the black. I'm now applying the orange, but focusing more towards the outer edges of each eye, and it's okay if this is somewhat uneven. I'm then placing a small reflective glint of pure white. I'm now painting the surrounding area with black to achieve some dark lining, before using some pale grey or white to trim the area back and restore the zenithal values of the scaly skin. I'm now going to paint the skin using a 3:1 mix of Aggaros Dunes and Militarum Green. This nicely captures his golden brown skin tone in a single pass, and we also retain a sense of volume provided by the zenithal highlights, so I don't think we'll need to add any additional highlights here at all. Next, I'm tidying up the collar area with some white. And I'm now going to paint the collar using Flesh Tearer's red mixed with a touch of black Templar. For the tube on the back, I'm using a roughly equal mix of Wyldwood and Skeleton Horde. You'll notice that it's for these more textured areas that I often find the contrast colours to be the most effective. For the upper chest and back, I'm providing a gentle application of Basilicanum Grey thinned with some medium. I'm now switching to some regular paints to paint the yellow jumpsuit. Here, my main highlight tone will be Tenere Yellow mixed with a little fall green. For the base colour, however, I'll be darkening this down with some Petroleum Grey. So here's the highlight tone. And I'm now darkening this with the Petroleum Grey. Next I'm painting the belt using Gobi Brown, lightened with a little birch. For the various straps on the jumpsuit, I'm using graphite. And I might do a little black lining along the way. For the ammo straps on the lower legs, I'm using a roughly equal mix of Gobi Brown and Ardennes Green. For the various black elements on the figure, I'm using black Templar mixed with Gryph-Charger Grey. Next I'm using some Gobi Brown to paint the claws. And finally, for the small metallic details, I'm providing a base coat of Graphene Grey. Alternatively, you could go with a silver metallic tone if you like, and then maybe a dark shade. With the base colours complete, let's now add some highlights. I'm going to begin with the jumpsuit, where I'm highlighting up from the base tone to the Tenere Yellow and Fall Green mix. This is now the pure Tenere Yellow and Fall Green mix, which will do nicely for my final highlights. I'm now moving on to the straps, where I'm lightening up the graphite with some white sands. I've decided to create a bit of a striated texture here. I'm also using the top end of this gradient to add a few highlights to the back and chest, up to pure white sands for the brightest spots. Moving on to the belt, I'm simply increasing the amount of birch in the Gobi Brown and birch base tone. As this is fabric rather than leather, I'm not pushing things too far. I'm doing the same for the claws, but going a little brighter. To highlight the ammo straps on the legs, I'm adding some Tenere Yellow to the base tone. For the small metallic details, I'm lightening the Graphene Grey base tone with some white sands in a couple of stages. The creamy tone of the white sands creates quite a nice glinting effect when placed over the more bluish base tone. I've noticed a couple of additional lighter coloured metal details on the outfit. For the grenade, I've decided to create a green glowing look, so I'm first painting the little panels with some white. And I'm now applying some thinned fluorescent green on top. I applied this in a couple of layers to achieve my desired level of saturation. I'm now applying my Geonosis shade mix of Agrax Earthshade and Fugan Orange to the base. And after painting the rim of the base in black, I'm returning to add a few rough highlights to the weaponry. I've also decided to add a touch of object source lighting to the right arm, using fluorescent green mixed with some Tenere Yellow. And finally, I'm using a mix of fuchsia and pink flesh to paint the tongue. And although the sculpting is a little vague, I'm mixing a bone colour to give some articulation to the teeth. And this completes Bossk. Thank you so much for joining me. I do hope you've enjoyed the episode. As usual, you'll find a full product list in the video description, along with links to all of the places I can be found online. My very special thanks go out to my amazing patrons for their kind support. Join me again soon, and happy painting!